The only bit of free crap I ever asked for was an air fryer, and I don't regret it.
Excuse me. I saw my friends, the influencers, getting a free air fryer, and I want one.
They
My
messaged-
chips are shite, and now I'm from Northern Ireland, and I cannot explain why.
They're attractive. They're very attractive.
Hot, loud,
And a little bit sad.
he was the best guy around. Oh my, is it hot in here or what?
You're an attractive guy.
It's the fabulous Tony Cantwell.
I'm talking about Shane Daniel Byrne.
It's re-raw Irish lager, but through the noise of a donkey.
Oh my God, I thought you did that like a Pinocchio bit. You know, where you turned to a donkey.
No.
Oh my
it's re-raw
God.
Irish
It's a
lager.
very scary bit of Pinocchio.
It's a very scary bit.
I had to calm my nerves and have a nice cool drink the last time I watched it. You know, I had
That's not what you drink. You drink, within moderation.
I was drinking responsibly.
Responsibly.
I just had one can
You don't
of
do it.
delicious re-raw.
My
don't do anything.
favorite bit of Pinocchio is when Geppetto is after making Pinocchio, and then he goes to the fridge and he opens up the fridge and he cracks open a nice can of re-raw.
Yeah.
Re-raw Irish lager, which supports this podcast, and we were very grateful to them for doing that because it's nice to be supported by an independent Irish lager.
Especially from County Wicklow, which is the coolest county at the moment, I feel.
Kilwanton, baby.
Kill Cool, man. And we love them, and they love to support very good Irish comedy, as they do with
And they
this
support
podcast.
this as well.
Oh, very good.
But haven't done that in a while.
Anyway, look, at
Re-raw.
Re-Raw Beer on Instagram. Light and fresh, crisp. Re-Raw.
My dad almost looked like there were tears in his eyes when I said, we'll take the air fryer. When we were moving out, my mum was like, I mean, you guys can have that if you want. And my dad was like crying. He was like, you'll take it? We're like, yeah, we love air fryers. He's like, oh my God. He was almost putting it over his shoulders and, celebratory, like leaving it, like bringing it out of the village going, he's gone. It was like
a
Bilbo
Ghanaian
Baggins
funeral.
leaving the Shire. He was like, yes, today is my 111th Friday.
Do your parents listen to this podcast? Because my parents continue to listen despite being told not. And still engaging in a dance of pretending that they don't.
In Vicar Street last week, at your wonderful show that was an absolute smash hit.
We'll come to that maybe.
In Vicar Street a few weeks ago.
Very
Well,
good.
your mum came up to me and she was like, I've heard the podcast. Maybe, I think I've heard one or two of the podcast. You're one of the boys from the podcast, isn't it? And I was like, I know through Shane. You know exactly who I am. You know who I am.
You know exactly who I am. But that's the thing. You're not really ever supposed to show that you know that much. We as our generation love to know everything and say things like, "So you're on holiday there? How was to people we barely know." But that is such a not over 50s, over 60s thing. They're like
They're coy.
I've literally looked through 100 of your photos. If I actually stacked them up, I would look like a weird pest.
Yeah.
If I had to print out every photo that I've looked at you and one by one like this, I would look like a serial killer. And then you have to be like, you get away anywhere nice, anywhere recently.
You can
can't
always
reveal
tell
what you
when
know.
someone isn't surprised that you've got a big haircut.
Yeah.
You're like, that was back in the day. Nowadays, everyone can see you all the time because of Instagram. But sometimes, like with Facebook or something like that, and you meet someone and they're like, hey, and you're like, actually completely changed my appearance. How are you? So are you stalking me? That kind of thing?
Yeah, no, it's annoying.
Yeah.
It's annoying. You don't get the reveal. You don't get the walking down the stairs at your Deb's moment for a new haircut or a new pair of glasses.
People in their 60s are very coy though. They're in their like sort of middle age. They're coy.
But their motto is like, tell them nothing.
Tell them nothing.
Anyone shows up at the door being like, who are you? No, I don't. I didn't expect.
My
you to
mum
guess.
says when she has a piece of information, she'd be like, I saw you were doing Vicar Street with Shane. And I'm like, oh yeah, who told you that? And she says, I have my sources. That's what she says.
A little birdie told me.
I'm like, what
on
are you,
X, formerly
Saruman?
Twitter. Yeah.
I'm interested as well where if you do things when you're a public figure like ourselves,
Stop.
the amount of people, someone
stop.
dropped in, I was in the paper and someone dropped it, this is months ago I was in the paper, and then the other day someone dropped in and a neighbour dropped it into my dad's and he wrote a little post-it on it saying, had this but misplaced it. Well done.
Wow.
And I was like, how does he know that's me? I don't even know this man.
They talk
The
about you.
old people, but I think like old men survey the area a lot and they like to know what's going on. I actually am settling into that big time.
You're becoming
keeping
an old
an
man,
eye, keeping
twitching
an eye
the
on
curtains.
Are you like door open, standing at your house at the gable end,
not
just watching?
quite that, but like, there's not much to look at, but like there is, sometimes I do like sometimes my dad would do that, go up to the front door and stand at the gate, and he made me go into the bin, but then he'll stop and just cross his arms and have a look.
There's number
Just
4
have a
off to
little
the
look.
goal.
Just have a look.
You should tell him about videos of people pouring Orbeez into like pools. There's like, it's so much better. Like, does he not know the internet is there? Do you know what I mean? You can just watch
mean,
like
yeah.
kinetic sand videos.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what he looks at. I don't know. He likes to read the Independent and then say,
Ooh.
and then say he. You know the way you hate follow someone?
Yes.
He hate reads the Independent.
Okay.
He's a long-term public servant, so he calls it anti-public service trash, the Independent, and he's right.
said
Sheehan
right.
and Sheehan and the gang, they love shitting on the public service because they're paid correctly, which is how everyone should be paid.
It's true.
Yeah.
So that's why we do that as the state.
Does he
Anyway.
comment under the articles in his own red pen? Being like,
Because he can't use the internet.
Yeah.
He thinks it's a comment section.
first, as the first comment. First.
No, it's on the iPad.
This is trash. Yeah.
iPad.
Like this, if you think Fionn needs a slap in the head.
There's like an article about Olivia Rodrigo, and he just writes, "Who?"
That's still ongoing. That is ongoing. That's been going on for so long. Who's this?
Who?
Who's this? Like
Again, coy. They love being coy. They love
being
like
coy.
they love.
They
It's
love
so
like, I don't know
embarrassing.
anything, but maybe I know everything. It's like, I don't show them what you know, and then you can kind of be mysterious.
I think I know every single thing that my mum knows. I think I know every single thing that she's ever learned.
I bet
and
she
understood.
knows. This is a throwback to a few weeks ago. I bet she knows what a fascia board is. I bet she knows what a divan bed
She actually
is.
got on to me about the divan bed.
Did she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
was
What
all
did
like-
she say?
She said
You were raised on divan beds, Tony.
No, she said that we had a divan bed, but we didn't know what it was. We didn't know it was called a divan bed.
Right.
So
She
she
said
was
that.
kind of yeah.
Right.
She was like, I thought I reared you to know what a divan bed was, but I don't know what a divan bed is.
Well, how could she?
I don't fully understand that logic.
I thought I raised you better, Tony.
Did she know? She'd know a valence sheet. She
No.
would have known. Sorry
She
to
wouldn't.
go back, but
No,
I don't
no,
want
no.
to deeply throw back. But
That wouldn't
I
have
feel
been
like your
David
mum. I feel like
in
your
the
mum would
60s.
know what a valence sheet is.
I know what a
I'm telling
balance
you,
sheet
there's a
is
difference.
because, and I was pretending when you said that, but I know what it is because my landlord, remember the crazy landlord who thought I was on the roof all the time?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I wasn't, but he just was convinced I was. Thought I'd like to take a midnight stroll on the roof. He had left like a balance sheet on the bed, which was fucking filthy. So like we came in the apartment and we're like, okay, getting rid of that. And then he, like when we were moving out, he was like, where's the valance? And I was like, what the fuck is that? Because I didn't know the name for it. And he's like, the valance, where's the valance? And then he like looks through the thing for the valance. And I was like, oh, the thing that was the filthy fucking moldy rag.
Yeah.
That's gone.
Yes, it's hard when you don't know. Like I remember going to my uncle's house and he just painted the skirting boards, right? And he was like, watch out for the skirting boards. And I was coming in and I stood on the skirting boards. And he's like, get off the skirting boards. And I'm like, I don't know what this word is. And my mom was like, he doesn't know what a skirting board is.
See, we have an old house. I learned all the things. Someone commented on that and said the dado rail. That's a quality word. I was really pleased with that.
I will go down in this.
Not a dido rail. I had a joke when I was a teenager going around the house.
was good.
I'll tell
It's
you
all
that.
I have when I don't know what he's talking about.
You just sing.
It's like self-defense.
I don't know if this will translate like as to work because it's very old. But I did this joke where I was kind of a tour guide in our house, but it was a tour guide, and I had a cucumber. And I was holding that up in place where a dado rail would be, and I kept saying, and they would have used a cucumber, and that would have been their kind of dado rail. That's all the joke was, and my brothers were enjoying it, but I was just going around saying that would have been kind of their dado rail because
That's funny.
I love those people.
That's good.
I love those people who are really love their. I quite like a tour guide as a character. No shade
My
to your
mother's a tour
mother.
guide, and
tour guiding is very
She is
important.
a real character.
She's a real character. She's not well. I like anyone really invested, and I also like I like a gay who has an important job, and that's an important job. He knows all about this house, whatever it was.
Yeah.
The best ever of my life, gay who has a job, was
There's only a few of
There's
them.
few and far between. Yeah.
Raymond and I got the train to Kilkenny. This was pre-COVID and everything. So now, there was trolleys at the time. Now there's only trolley on the Cork service.
Why are you sounding a bit like you're from Kilkenny the way you were saying?
Yeah,
it?
I know.
I don't
This is
know.
pretty
Someone
cold.
asked
No,
me.
down
I've
in
developed this habit. I'll finish this story. And the gay had the trolley, and then he came over the intercom just before the train took off, or whatever you call it, departed. And he said, now, just to let you know, there will be no trolley service on the train today. because the trolley is broke. And I just loved it. So you had to walk to his trolley.
That's nice.
So he still was selling his wares, but you had to go to the trolley.
We'll have the lot.
Yeah.
Did you size it up? Oh yeah, we'll have to.
Well done. Yeah, good.
Very
Straight
good,
in.
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
There you go.
Did you have a look at the trolley? Did you see what kind of nick it was in? Was he taking the piss?
I couldn't tell what was broke about it,
Yeah.
but I took him on his word, but it was great. Just the trolley is broke.
The trolley is broke.
In a formal, over an
Love
intercom, like
He was
absolutely
just a
brilliant.
slightly squeaky wheel, and he was like, I can't be gone.
I'm not
Can't be
going through
squeaky.
squeaking lengths and breadths from here to Kilkenny.
He's been
This is
faking.
too much. I can't do it.
He's faking the squeak the whole time.
Anyway, someone asked me the other day after a show, they said, what's this? You were saying I sound like I'm talking like I'm from Kilkenny. Someone said, what's your little twang? Have you a little Tipperary twang there? And I was like, no, I have literally Dublin for generations. Like my parents are Dublin, their parents are Dublin, and I'm nearly 100% sure their parents are Dublin. It was like, we're purebreds. And like, not like these mudbloods.
What are you? You're pure blood.
I'm a pure Dublin blood, yeah, through and through. That's why we look like this and you look like that.
My Irish is Dublin.
Okay.
Yeah, but you're 75%
Yes.
Euro, living the Euro dream.
75% better.
I'm 75%.
How does it feel?
Yeah.
Yeah,
How does it
some
feel?
I'm just constant Eurobops
Yeah.
in my head.
He doesn't know his own strings.
tra-la-la. Yeah, my ding-ding-dong. That's my ancestry.
Wow. That's my heartbeats. Ooh, my tra-la-la. A friend of mine said, where's Shane from?
See,
And I was like, he's Dublin. He's like, oh, but I don't know. It's because he kind of jumps in and out of characters and it's very fluid.
That's it, yeah. Yeah.
You know?
when I once put this in the show,
You're like
sometime,
Marie Bamford. I don't know what your real voice is.
An important, if I put it in the emotional moment of a show, because there was a time when I was a kid where I was like, I do so many voices that I actually was like, it was kind of a profound moment. I was like, what do I sound like? When I was like 11. And I was like, but what's my voice anymore? I found that very freaky out.
should
Do
just
you
do an Austin
accent
Butler.
change depending on who you're talking to?
No.
I
Yeah, I do,
think
big
I have
time.
that a bit because I was when I was a kid I had an English accent. I was born with an English accent. It's like we watched the videos. It was one time my mum found a load of like videos of us when we moved over to Ireland as kids and stuff. And she's like, oh, let's like look at my babies. And it was three of us. And then like we were like, oh, we haven't seen this before. And the three of us are just like, Mummy, can I go over to that? I was like, turn it off. We were all just sitting there going, turn it off. It's like, Mummy, I would like to go to the park today. I was like, turn it off, burn it. Just picking up the videotape, stamping on it, go, no one can see these. No one can see these.
Mum, you see my Pokemon, guys?
It's just so
You know,
hard.
I thought I had Charizard here. I can't find him.
Werner Herzog in The Grizzly Man.
Oh, yeah.
When he watches the tape of the guy being eaten and he says to her, he says to his mother, you should never watch these tapes. You should never.
You should destroy these.
destroy
It is my
this.
firm belief. She like absolutely has no right to say that to the woman. in
No.
that thing. You should. It is my firm belief you should destroy these. I love Werner Herzog in that.
It's kind of like you
his
hear about the
peak
whole thing.
Herzog.
You hear about him, this guy living with bears, and then eventually getting mauled by a bear. And so you watch it, and you're like, okay, oh, it's going to be really horrible when we see him getting mauled by a bear, and then they don't show it, and then it's kind of like, oh, that's all I want. That's all I wanted to see.
But it's only Werner Herzog. If you haven't seen it, it's a documentary. Well, it's a documentary, or is it a film about Werner Herzog?
It's kind of
It's one of those
really
kind of things.
Timothy Treadwell and me differed slightly. Timothy believed the world to be full of grace and Mother Nature to be a positive, fun thing we could explore with. Whereas I believe Mother Nature to be full of chaos and difficulty and treacherous danger. And you're just like,
great.
oh my God.
Did you ever see when he gets shot? It's like, I've been shot. Like he's literally been
Yeah,
shot
Mark
by a
Kermode's
sniper.
interviewing him and he's like, he just like gets shot in the hip and he's like, no police. What about the hospital? There'll be questions. Man just got shot.
I actually don't know that one.
Oh,
There's
it's
a clip of him actually
amazing.
getting shot. He's like standing there and he's been shot by like a sniper. And he's just like, I think it was like with like a pellet or something like that.
Yeah,
But he's just like, he just doesn't even flinch. And he's like, oh, I've
he's
been
like,
shot.
continue the interview.
Yeah, no,
No
continue.
police.
Are you sure?
Mark Kermode said it was the most insane thing ever. He was like, I'm going mad. This man is insane. But he's a crazy man. But sorry, back to my accent. Because I had this, I think my accent is kind of changed. Like my mum said, my older brother Niels walked into kindergarten with an English accent and came home with a Dublin accent.
Day
Wow.
one.
Like just, she said he walked in and then came home and he was like, what's going on, Matt? Like that kind of thing. And she said it was immediate. So I think because of that, once you've changed your accent once, I think I kind of just blend with the people. And people think it's kind of like you're putting it on or whatever. You're trying to sound more this, you're trying to sound more that. But it's just kind of like matching with the person you're speaking to.
Some people do fake it though.
Yeah, they do.
Kids can
English
do it.
lads.
I heard
fake
this.
it
Kids
loads.
can hear the specific tiny noises that can only be heard if you speak a certain language. You can hear these tiny, intricate noises, and children's ears can still hear them. But we stop being able to hear them because there's no point. So we just move on and we get our own language. So you could learn Dutch if you wanted, but it would never be perfect. And the Dutch person would always go, no. Like if you learned as an adult, they'd be like,
especially
no.
Dutch people.
Well, you know the way Dutch is a bit weird. It's all, I don't know. It's all double Dutch to me. It's all double Dutch to me. Anyway, this is a very serious podcast.
I
isn't
find
it?
when I'm speaking to an American, like I can't help it. Like I end up sounding like an American. Like
Yeah.
there's little, it's like some water, and I'm like, there's like weird not hard ors, like water.
Where?
There's weird kind of like, oh man. Like I find myself just, that kind of like Dublin. People who kind of have that weird Dublin transatlantic accent because they kind of don't have many friends, but they've watched a lot of TV.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh man, you should have. We went to the Cosplay Convention, man. It was so amazing. It was so much fun, Like, and it's just like, I can't fucking get a. Do you ever hear an accent as well when you're on the bus and you're kind of like your brain is like doing like what language is that? Hang on, and then you realize it's just Dublin, but they just got very.
I think
Dublin
England has because they got that real like class system in England. I think, and it's like being posh in England is so uncool. And there's a lot of like I just see a lot of English boys. You can kind of tell went to like private school, going shit, it's cool. That's it, mate. All right, yeah, sort of like fucking whatever, mate. So gosh, yeah, was wearing their hats sideways, kind of like dish.
Like this.
For real, like.
Are you Dutch, mate?
What's going on, yeah?
We like Cockney Dutch, enjoy your smoke, guys.
That's right, of course.
There was a posh English comedian here in Kilkenny last year, and I'm only talking about this because they talked about it on another podcast called Some Laugh Podcast. He himself didn't talk about it, but some other comedians did. And he said, he was at Cat Laughs, and he said, what do they eat in Ireland? He said he'd been looking up the Irish cuisine. He knew so little of Ireland that he was like, what do they eat there? And then they were like, the same as us, like it's the same. And then he said, so you're in
Take
Kilkenny.
something nice, boil it, ruin it.
Yeah. But it's like,
eat it.
he thought as well, it was like, he was surprised they used euro. We used euro here. And like Kilkenny is like a medieval city with tiny narrow streets and waving hills and a giant medieval castle.
And Smithwick's.
And he said, he was like surprised they used euro. And he's like, it just doesn't look European. And the comedian who was talking this was like, it couldn't look any more European. What do you want? Like there's people are walking in the streets. There's a castle. There's a canal. There's a walkway. There's a river. There's a wood bridge, a footbridge. It was like, what more do you want? Thought that was interesting that he could know so little.
No
about
maracas
it.
though.
No, there's
no
maracas.
no stripy tops, no maracas, no autobahns.
No old man walking with a cigar.
Yeah.
Tiny little old man.
No one trying to rob the eye out of your head like they do over there in Europe. I'm sick of going away. They're all trying to rob the eye out of your head. Everywhere we were down in Tenerife. A man comes up. If the fellas come up to you saying, excuse me, that's a scam. Don't listen to them. If they invite you to the restaurant, that's a scam. If they say you're looking for a drink tonight, that's a scam. I said it to Mairead. She would know no different. She talked to anybody. You know what she's like. God,
there is a real dad thing where it's like they're on holidays and it's like everything is a scam. And it's like sometimes things are just like, the taxi driver's like, I'll take you into the city for whatever. And it's like, they are just offering you something and you could say no if you want to, but like you can't, you're this constantly, they're trying to scam me, man. They're trying to fucking get me.
But you kind of dad's kind of going to this kind of hunter-gatherer kind of thing. Like you're walking down like whatever the kind of main street is and there's like club reps out or whatever, like, and like, stand behind me, kids.
They have like Terminator goggles on and they're like localizing.
Like, you hungry? You like food? Like, hang on a second, I'll speak with the man.
What kind out of his back pocket? No, we're good.
It's like, what kind of food do you have? What kind of deal can you do? It's very like, I'm going to come into my own hunter-gatherer kind of vibes.
They are, yeah. Do you get like that on holiday? We went on a little trip with you and you had everything in your backpack. You had like tissues, wet wipes, everything. It was insane.
I did. That's not normal for me though.
I was like, what the fuck? Anytime I needed something, it was like, Tony just like, what about this? What about this?
Did I?
He's like, yeah, you were kind of like, it was obvious you had dealt with a small being that if they got upset, you had to, it would have been hell. So I was just kind of like, anytime I was like, I'm a little bit peckish, you're like, there's a turn in the road here, in 5 minutes we'll get in there and we'll get some food. And I was like, oh my God, this is fucking amazing.
Well, I felt bad when we were in Galway because I picked that like fancy place to eat. And like, because I just thought like it looked nice, but it was one of those kind of small plates thing, and I feel like it broke Shane's brain when there was
I'm just neurotic about food.
There was no appetizers and mains.
Yeah, it was annoying. I find it annoying. I'm just also neurotic, and then I'd be worried because I'm panicking. I'm like, what if I'm then go hungry? I don't know.
I said this to Killian after. I was like, I didn't realize how much. Like, this is why I think you're the alpha, like, because you're the blokiest bloke. You know, it's like, where's the main?
Where's the bangers and mash?
No, it's not that I wanted that, but it was like, am I going to have enough? I don't know.
Ketchup, like this foie gras.
I didn't. You're painting a different picture. No, that's not actually true.
You're very cultured. Yeah.
Very
you
cultured.
read The Independent, or you come from Independent. I'm joking. You guys have noticed that my new thing is I want to smell good.
Mm-hmm.
That's been my thing. I've got compliments, I think, from both of you at points that I smell good.
I have not smelt you yet.
No, didn't you ask us to smell you the other day?
Yeah, and I smelled good.
Yeah,
that's kind of like, that's you're kind of forcing our hand on the compliment.
Okay, why? Okay, how about this? Over the last 3 months, I've been getting a lot of compliments in my new kind of Killian Smells Good thing. Mm-hmm. My new Project Killian Smells Good.
What's your scent at the moment?
Well, I've been using this scent for the last while. Getting a lot of compliments on it. I've been spraying it every day. My can actually started running low.
Your can?
Yeah, my spray or whatever.
Yeah.
Started like running low. And,
this is an ad for Re-Raw.
No.
yeah. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Every morning I douse myself in beer.
Well, it's weird because I feel like he's doing a pre-rehearsed bit that we don't know about, and I'm like, hey, what is this?
No, I'm telling you something that happened.
I know, but you're doing quite a big presentation for it.
Well, no, I was checking my can to see like where do I get this, because this smells great.
Kilcool, County Wicklow?
No. Oh yeah. This is the can. Okay.
Broga Brothers.
This is what I've been spraying myself with.
What is this?
It says Runner deodorant spray on the thing. Okay, that's as much as I read.
You've been spraying shoe spray?
It's shoe spray.
Killian! Oh my God!
It's shoe spray. I've been spraying it. Read out the back of this. Anna
Warning:
this.
inhaling vapors may damage your health. Only use outside or well-ventilated areas. Avoid contact with eyes and skin. In the case of contact with eyes and skin, wash with plenty of soap and water. Do not spray on naked flame, blah, blah. Killian, expel the smell. Sneaky steps clean. Broga. It's Broga Brothers, the shoe care pair.
Yeah.
I don't know who they are, but
oh my God.
the brothers who
it's
do
insane.
together.
You're shoving paracetamols up your hoop. You're spraying yourself with shoe spray. How do you get by?
I don't know how I'm still alive.
With them.
It's literally...
Hold on,
like
here's the directions. For best results, shake Cantwell before using. Spray an ample amount of deodorant spray into the shoe.
There's a lot of
Allowed
these.
to dry overnight.
Look at all these cautions on the back, Killian. Like, they're big.
It says deodorant spray. What's deodorant spray?
Deodorant is in between runner. It's between runner and...
Yeah,
you
runner.
think it meant like
I
a
run.
runner?
I run. I was like, runner, deodorant spray. I'm a runner, and that's deodorant spray. I sprayed on myself.
Gives a whiff.
Spray it. Well,
It's empty. The can is literally
is it?
empty. I've used the entire thing. It smells
It
good.
does.
You've been spraying. Oh my God.
I'm
It
telling
smells
you,
like
I
a
have
shoe
had
shop.
so many compliments.
It smells
If
like a
it means
shoe
an
shop.
early grave, I'm going to commit to it because the compliments have been so good.
Wow. So look, if anyone knows, anyone works in, shoe or, Clark's or whatever, can get in
No,
touch.
let's get a shout out for Broga Brothers.
No, shout out to them. Like I do think if you say deodorant to someone, they think under the arm. Like if you deodorant, did you know that deodorant could be just for your shoes?
Where do you spray
Yeah.
your deodorant?
I spray it under my arms.
Just under the arms?
Yeah, on the tongue, under the arms. No, really. Like I mean, when I saw this, my heart started beating fast. Anna was reading out those things to me, and she's like, "Have you been feeling weird?" And then, like in that moment, I was like, "Actually, yeah, I have.
Oh, of course.
I have been noticing my throat is actually swelling up." I was freaking out so much. But I mean, I probably have done some long-term damage. It's like it says, avoid contact with eyes and skin. Literally been spraying it every day
be clearer.
on my skin.
Even it says for your
pitch
shoes,
okay?
your shoes have to be left overnight. Like, don't put them on. Like, it's a proper chemical
It's
event.
like meant to do something. It's meant to like go into the source
Yeah.
and expel.
I will be getting more. I mean, I'm not going to keep using this.
Are your arms
So
okay?
can Broga Brothers, maybe you could do a collab with Broga Brothers and get like the smell, but not in the can way.
Get the
If they
dirt
could
out of it.
get something, can
I
we
mean,
make that
yeah.
for Killian?
I love it. Like they're a Dublin company. Like fair fucks to them. But
And
Where
their
did
brothers.
Where did you get it?
I think it was a Santa Claus thing. And
That's
so,
someone gave you
Oh.
your shoe smell for Christmas.
well, no, they gave me what I thought was deodorant, and I think the person who gave it to me thought it was deodorant too.
name and shame.
No, I won't be naming shaming.
I think I could be convinced. If I got it as a gift, I would never think to put it on my shoes. And I would also I'd be so impressed that someone thought I was a runner that I'd be like, okay, maybe this will make me go faster. Do you know that kind of shit?
I just need to start reading things. I mean, that's the thing. I don't read things. I need to get rid of this casual attitude where things are fine. Did
Anna figure that out? How did you figure that out that you've been putting on?
I was literally, the can was empty. I'd used the entire can and I was like, I think I'm going to get this again. It's pretty good. And so I looked at it and I was like, shoe care, like every bit of it. I don't know.
Shoes,
people can see, but like every bit of the thing,
if you're on the YouTube,
it has shoes all over it. The company Broga, it's like got shoes everywhere.
It has a big
Broga means shoes.
Flammable sign on it.
Yeah.
Also a big exclamation mark.
Yeah.
Just an exclamation mark.
But they all have those. Regular deodorant has that as well.
Very small and stylish though usually.
No, I do. It's like the fucking the pill the bum thing again.
It is like the pill up the bum thing.
For those who don't remember, Killian was given what did you do?
I was given some. I had a toothache, and I went to the pharmacy, and they gave me. This is less my fault, by the way.
Sure.
They gave me antibiotics, and the instructions on the antibiotics said one to be rectally inserted for 5 days. So I day one did doctor's orders.
You should have sued them.
And then day
for
two,
book damage.
I woke up with quite a strong pain in my ass.
They weren't.
And what felt like a undissolved pill up my butt.
Oh.
So I called up the pharmacy and I said, "Hey, is everything okay with the pills?" And they were like, "What do you mean?" And I was like, "It's it says one to be rectally inserted every day." And she was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, the rectally inserted." She's like, "No, that's not. That must be." And they printed it wrong. So I went in. They went in and they were giving me a new kind of directions thing, and she gave me the new directions of use. And then I was like, "Oh, and I need another pill." And she was like, "Why?" I was like,
"I shoved one up my arse."
Because I shoved one up my ass.
Well, okay, I thought that's actually not as bad. I mean, if they gave the wrong thing,
That's pretty bad. I was pretty
you should
easy
have
on
put
that.
claim in. You should have put claim in.
I did also come away from that thinking like, oh, he must just like automatically think this stuff go up here. Does stuff go up poo poo here?
That's how I get my paracetamol. A lot of my food. That's just how I.
That's how I digest. I've never had any kind of rectal medication. How far do you have to put it?
Well, I don't know
knuckles?
because it didn't.
You did one that wasn't really
I did
for
one that wasn't.
Sure, was it hard? Are they soft normally?
They're basically dissolve. I think they're kind of a dissolve. It's quite apparently when you have one, it's obvious that's where
people
it
do
goes.
it with yolks. Fizzy bum, that's what they call it.
I've heard about that. Yeah. Wouldn't be into that now.
Let us know your best fizzy bum stories.
Fizzy bum, your
I know a guy
paracetamol.
who put MDMA in his shoe, in his sock.
Is it me?
And and then he was going around having a good time at the festival. But the little packet wore away, and then he absorbed the MDMA through his foot.
Oh, you're joking.
From sweating and all the rest of it in his foot. So he got like absolutely mad out of it.
Did he
because
become
it
like
went through his
lightning
foot.
speed fast?
Lots of people
like the
will be
Flash.
listening. It was kind of famous, so lots of people listen to this who don't even know me will be like, "Oh my god, I know that guy." And he's a real guy. It's not one of those urban myths. He's a real person.
I know also a real guy who did 17 yips.
That's disgusting.
17 yips, blacked in a field, eating flowers in a flower garden. And then he had to go to the hospital because he couldn't pee for like 2 days and he had to get an injection. That's like, it is as bleak as it gets. Although the flowers is a nice detail.
That's pretty bad.
It's pretty bleak. Don't do drugs.
Well, I put a pill up my butt once, so there you go. We're all not so different.
And the buzz that you got was just kind of like a sore butt.
Yeah, that was it.
Wouldn't recommend.
No, wouldn't.
2 stars, wouldn't recommend.
It was fine. But
It was fine.
I wouldn't rush back.
It was fine. I'm
It
not
was
saying
fine.
do it. I'm not saying don't do it. You know.
So what are you going to do for deodorant now? When you were talking about scent, I thought you were like, oh, aftershave. And then you were like, well, my can was running out.
Yeah. But it was not. It was a good scent. It was very strong. I guess that's why people were like, that smells great because it was so powerful because it's meant for shoes.
meant to overcome some serious damage.
Yeah.
People are like, that's really good. It's because it's like literally a heavy scent.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm going to get some sort of aftershave. I might look up Jeremy Fragrance. I mean,
Yes.
why not? I think he's the funniest guy ever.
He's the funniest guy online.
I might actually see what he recommends. Some sort of. I
Perry
wanted to
Ellis
get something in the
360 red.
airport, but they're all Perry Ellis 361. Does everyone know that video? Do you know that video?
It's when he has a breakdown
It's
and looks
the
at a
funniest
dildo.
fucking thing. I think it's one of the first videos
Sometimes
I
I
sent
don't
you.
know what you're talking about.
Jeremy Fragrance is a German? German fragrance kind of influencer, talks about different smells and aftershaves, and he grabs one and he's like, Perry Ellis 360 Red. I love it, man. It's the dildo of the fragrance world. And he has a bit of a breakdown. He's like, I still don't know how to talk about masturbating. I do it, but I don't come. He's like,
oh my God.
He's having this breakdown. He's all like, I do it just to stay, but I mean, should I keep doing it? I want to have a wife, a girlfriend, a girlfriend that I turn into a wife, children. Anyway, that's Perry Ellis 360 Red. I don't think he says nothing about the scent. But it's a big long bottle that does look like a dildo.
That's word for word exactly how
I've watched
it is. And it's so
200,000
fucking
times.
good.
Yeah.
It's like top. But he goes around saying mental stuff. Like people say on like TikTok or something like that, like he has no drafts. Like he posts everything, and it can be the worst video ever or the best video ever, but he has no shame. He's one of those kind of people. Like he'll
That
walk.
sounds great. I'd love that.
He's great.
I've gotten terrible shy about putting things online.
Yeah.
All I do is say, "Come and buy tickets to me." Blah blah blah. I'm going to try and get more into the videos.
You're very good at like vlogging and kind of taking in your life. I like it anyway. Here's a recommendation if you're getting into aftershave, right? I feel like a lot of people, when people say, "Oh, you smell nice," it's because I've put on fucking loads of aftershave, regardless of the aftershave. And I used to buy like expired 80s aftershaves with names like Sex Appeal by Jovan, Musk, Blue Musk, all these like kind of mad ones. And I would just put a lot on, and I would get compliments on it. But like these are like old musky porn star 80s scents that are probably expired and going, you
were like 14 wearing that stuff.
Kind of like 20, 25 was kind of a buzz for a while, But I would just recommend just whatever aftershave you do, just put loads on.
Okay.
I don't know. I think that's. I don't know if that's necessary.
I think that's not a bum steer. I think that's great advice.
That's not a bum pill?
No, it's not a bum
Do you
pill.
ever walk past somebody and you can nearly tell the lads who are when they're ahead of you, they're walking towards you, like there's going to be a stink of aftershave off him. That's not a good look. You know what I mean?
It's
to be
funny.
the guy
Smells
who's
are quite
Depends on the
because
scent.
like sometimes, you walk past someone. Let's be honest. Most of the time, it's women.
Yes.
And you go, "That's amazing." Something like
Pervert,
like
weirdo, freak.
No,
Predator.
You suddenly you're in a queue and you go,
Yeah, no, it is.
smells like a summer garden.
It's
What is
usually
going
hair.
on?
It's usually hair.
And it's like
It's usually
amazing.
their
It's
lovely
usually
hair.
hair or whatever. I want to have that, but then sometimes you do walk past people who look like they've got a bag of cocaine in their pocket and they're wearing a tight-fitting suit.
Yes.
And
It
they
almost
smell
dries your
like
tongue.
It's
like
jupe.
a swimming pool changing room or something, and you're just like oh, this is sharp. It smells like vinegar and pepper. It's just like whoa.
Yeah. I'd be more into the musky leather.
Lucozade.
You're a woody kind of guy. I think we've talked about this.
Yeah, I've talked about the smells
That's
I
scented
like.
candles. That's
The
a different
barber
thing.
sprayed it on me one time on the back of my neck, which was a revelation. Because you're not going to rub it off there, but he sprayed it and I was like, oh my God. And I had to message him back and go, what was that you sprayed? And I bought it myself.
Is that because he knows you're a bottom?
What?
Okay, that's none of anyone's business.
For his lover.
My mother listens to this. Despite my protests, she still remains listening to this. I'm a virgin, actually.
I know. We've talked about this.
I was a virgin, and then I went to that pharmacy.
Yeah. My boyfriend, the antibiotic.
Do you feel springish? Do you feel like there's been a change?
Spring
Do you
is
feel
sprung.
it?
I like seeing the daffodils everywhere, I have
Yeah.
to say. But no, I don't.
You don't feel like spring is sprung?
Not really, no.
It's still freezing.
Yes.
It's still very cold.
Although I think by the time people hear this, it probably will be lovely and sunny and warm.
No, it won't be.
No?
No, it's going to be cold still.
What does spring have?
Spring, sprung. I don't know. Is that a song? I mean, I guess
Those first flowers are good, but it takes a while for the leaves to come on the trees. That was a great time when you were a kid when they would talk.
Seriously.
But that's what we talk about in school, and it was so exciting when it would like come alive. Then you'd be like, she was saying there's going to be buds on the trees, and then you're walking home, you're like, there's a fucking granny, there's a bud on that tree. It was like, it's true what they say in there. That was an exciting time when it would come alive, and then. Like the primary school education is much more fun, really, isn't it?
It is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Why can't they
big
keep
time.
it fun? And like
Sandwiches, and you're
history,
making cress sandwiches.
our history book was just mythology stuff,
Amazing.
just like minotaurs,
Yeah.
and banshees and all
Yeah.
that stuff. And it was like, lap it up, Romulus and Remus having fights and all. It was like, this is
Great.
pretty great. It's not even
Yeah.
real history. They don't even
Fully
explain.
fears
And by the
and
way,
all that.
this isn't real.
Yeah,
They don't say,
true.
this is just stories to teach us about the world or whatever. They don't tell you that, but it was like, this is deadly. I was like, oh God, I'm going to go to Egypt. I'm going to get in that pyramid. I'm gonna be the one to find the secret passage.
Yeah.
It's like, you're just kind of convinced, like, this is pretty great.
And they're like, now we're going to talk about Tutankhamun's curse. And
Yeah.
you're like, oh!
It's so cruel, that shift then into secondary school. And then it's like, now, this is a balance sheet. Now, we'll teach you how to do the balance sheet, but it'll be very rare that you actually get one to balance.
They're going to split you up
This is
into
because
stupid...
some items are credit,
stupider.
some are debit, and we won't tell you what they mean, so you won't know if they're debit or credit. That whole fucking thing.
Already now Excel exists. We know that and you don't. We know Excel exists.
Now.
You can do this in a second.
Here's what you want to do with a check. 2 parallel lines going diagonal. And you write in there, ampersand, that's and then co. So you need to get... Lads, practice your ampersands, right? This is going to come in handy when you're writing checks.
Were you class clowns?
No, I was
Yeah, I was.
quiet boy in the classroom.
I was class clown.
Yeah?
Yeah, what was some of your legendary class clown
Oh,
moments?
let me tell you.
Okay.
One time, we had this stand-in, what's it called, substitute teacher, right?
Oh, yeah.
And she was kind of coming in with, I think whoever gave her advice on how to be a substitute teacher came from Mountjoy Prison. Because it was either like, you need to go in there, be the biggest fucking,
Yeah,
like...
There's 2 ways,
You know, you need to go there, smash a ball. You need to fucking shank or shiv, you know, the toughest boy in there.
Yeah.
You know, she came in here.
Cantwell.
And
Was the girls in your school?
No,
No.
all boys.
All boys in the
All
art school.
boys, all
Art
the
school
time,
reach.
all uniforms. That's it. And she came in, and she was like 22. Do you know what I mean? But she was like, "Okay," and I was like, "All right, this is not going to go well," you know. So she was kind of like, it was kind of so comically big that it didn't land, you know.
yeah.
So I was always talking, and I was just winding her up more and more just by talking. And this is like a dumb joke, but she goes, she says, "Tony, if you don't shut up, I'm going to send you outside with lions." And I'm like, "What?" It's like lines. And I'm like, "What is this, the Colosseum?" Everyone went, "Yes, Tony." And I'm like, walking out, grabbing the bag.
That same pattern for 20 years. The same thing of, you can call me Androcles. Because I'm going out to the Colosseum. Like, you've been saying that the whole time.
Same shit.
I believe you really developed.
Yeah.
You really made a career of
I remember
bullshit.
The biggest I ever laughed and got sent out of class was Dermot Connolly, actually, Dublin footballer. He was in my class, and he leaned over.
no way.
He
Great
leaned
footballer.
Incredible footballer, all-timer. He leant over to me, and he just goes to me, "Here, do you know there's an island off the coast of the UK called South Sandwich?" And I just fucking broke. I was laughing so much, and he was laughing so much. And for whatever reason, that just tipped the teacher over the edge. We were both sent outside, and we were like just crying, laughing outside. And they were like, he was like, "If you don't stop laughing, you're going to be suspended." And we couldn't stop because it just got bigger and bigger. We're like, "That's fucking sandwich." We're picturing everyone like the sandwich, the Duke of Sandwich, you know, walking around, they're all sandwiches. And we're just fucking. And then he was eventually, the teacher was just like, "I can't really, you know, this is too silly. Go back in."
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you get the giggles.
Yeah. And he's like, "What? Now, why were you laughing?" And we told him, it's like, "This is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Just get the fuck back in there."
I couldn't be funny in the class. I was too scared all the time. I was good at I would do little bits in the, like little break. You know, things like that.
Yeah.
I would do a
there'd
bit of
be a
that for
group
my
around
own.
you and be regaling them.
Yeah, for my own group. Once I got caught doing when I was doing an impression of Ashton Kutcher, because this was popular at the time. And then I was doing like, he said something at the show, it was like a famous, it was on the ad even. He was like, "How do you not know? How do you not know?" And I would do a very over exaggerated impression of his face. And then it was like the boys were on a conveyor belt and they moved left and the principal disappeared. And he was enjoying me. He was watching this, didn't know what I was doing, obviously, but he was like enjoying the spirit of it. And then took me out and we went for a walk around the grounds. And I had to go talk. And he was like, "I know you want to do all your drama, but would you become a teacher? Because then you could do drama in the summer."
What the fuck?
So I don't know. It was very peculiar.
That's weird.
Yeah, I was like late to class.
Sounds like a grooming walk if I've ever heard one.
No, he wasn't grooming me. But anyway, I would do that. And I used to do.
He kind of named you as a successor there.
Yes. Have you ever heard the legend of Darth Plagueis?
Doth drama.
I'm going to tell you something that you should have known your whole life. Your parents aren't your parents. You come from a long line that has been bred together to create the perfect principal of this school.
The school's in ribbons at the moment now.
Oh, is it? That's
Oh,
heartbreaking.
they're in and out of that
to
workplace
return.
relations commission. I tell
I'm
you.
going to want to hear his class clowns. What's your?
Yes,
what's your?
sorry.
I don't
what's
remember.
your
I
alter-
Don't
think
ever
my-
silence me again. Sorry, don't ever silence
no.
me again in this podcast.
See how good he would be as a principal.
You'd be very good.
You need to know your place in this podcast, right?
Okay.
So
You're
those are the-
coming
I
with
was
strong
the principal.
substitute
That's
teacher
good.
energy at the minute.
Yeah. I won't be silenced.
We should change our kind of like power rankings each episode. We should just go in and be like, okay, I'm 1, you're 2, and he's 3 today.
Killian spent
Do not
14
manage
weeks
the
at the
story
bottom.
and keep this going along. Anyway,
Well, I don't. I mean, I remember. I was kind of one just for talking as well. I remember one time a history teacher. I mean, this isn't even, but a history teacher was talking about when like the chaos of Europe in the. She was teaching us World War I history, and she was talking about. She was like, the Germans are, they're arming, and then the French are coming, and she's painting this long kind of picture, and she's like, and then Franz Ferdinand was shot, which leads to the birth of, and then she pointed at me, and then I went, Jesus.
that's good. That's
And I
good.
got a
good.
good laugh. And
That's
I was,
good.
And I was sitting there and I was like, when she was saying the birth of, and I could feel her. It's like when you kick a ball and you know it's going in. It was like,
camera
as she was coming towards me, and I was like, I know what I'm going to say. This is going to be funny.
Yes.
And then it was like, she even just went,
Heart's beating, don't limp it.
funny guy, huh?
That's
And I was
great.
like, it was good. So that was a good moment for me. But many times, class clowns crash and burn and fail. And, people aren't there for you when that happens.
No.
Just, there's a lot of class clowns. Appreciate them. Because
Yeah.
without them, there's no laughs.
They're also learning skills that are not applicable to anything else other than what they're doing right there and then. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Until later on in life.
We had a great one. Ronan was his name, and he would do pigeon noise really, really well.
Oh, that's brilliant.
And he would do
That's
it.
great.
So when the teacher would get near the window, he'd be like, but he would do it excellently. And then he'd be
That's
like,
quite strong as well.
he would look. He was very good little actor. He would look up out the window, trying to
he's
see.
into like mime.
So the teacher would be at the desk, whatever, and then he'd make the noise. So the noise would be in his area, and he'd be looking. By the time the teacher heard the noise, he would already be looking to see this as if like, where's that bird? Like it's somewhere around here. And then he'd get the teacher to have a look as well.
But he's also busy hiding the fact that he just did the sound. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
He's
But it was
masking now
seamless.
totally.
He was
That's
really
brilliant.
excellent. He was really excellent.
There's a kid in Dalkey. There was a kid in Dalkey, adult now. I'd say, kind of a legend. He would go around. He was about like 8 or 9 years old, and he would go around Dalkey town on or Dalkey village on rollerblades, and he could perfectly mimic a siren. And we used to think he was the funniest thing ever. And we'd just get him to go, and he would go up behind cars and he'd go. He could do the stop thing, and the cars would stop. The people would stop. Like, they'd be driving along, and then he'd do the siren, he'd be going on his rollerblades, and the people would stop the cars, and we would go, yeah, like that, And he'd do
that's
it all day
unreal.
long, just stopping cars on the main street. Just the fun. He's kind of, I don't know where he is now, but he was a legend.
See, when you have a bit like that, I don't know if I talked about this before, but like there was a kid, did I talk about the kid who did a Russian dance?
I don't think so.
There was a kid who would when you see the first years come in, and even when you're in second year,
Oh, I
the
think so.
first
Yeah,
years
yeah,
come
yeah,
in and
yeah,
they're tiny.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God, it's an actual baby. This guy was particularly small. He looked like he was in like first class, right? He was in first year. And he was so small, and I don't know how it came. I think lads were just dancing. I think lads were having a dance off.
Oh, yeah.
And he just broke out in the middle and did this incredible, that Russian dance?
Cossack
dancing.
dancing.
Cossack dancing. And
Yeah.
he did it, and he was incredible at it. And they were all like, I think they were singing that kind of Jewish song. Da, 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 da. Get it wrong,
Kalinka, my dear.
And he just became like Russian dance kid, and it was like, and
That was
like,
him.
and they would all the older like 50 year, 60 year would be like, do the dance, and he would. To be fair to him, and he would just do it, and he would do it until they told him to stop.
Yeah.
But like he kind of got in with everyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There
you
was
need a
another-
thing.
That's what you
There
should
was-
do when you go to prison. You go into prison. You just go up and you do Cossack dancing to the biggest fucker in there.
Yeah.
And then you'll be
walk
sweet
up.
ass.
You walk up to the biggest gang member and go, hey, you.
But he owned it, right? There was a kid who didn't own it, his thing. There was another kid in first year, and he could do an incredible turkey impression, and he would go.
And no one
and he would
cared?
shake
Or
him.
was it?
No, people loved it.
Oh, okay,
But then
okay.
they'd be like, do the turkey thing. And he'd be like, no. And they were like, mate,
It actually hurts.
You don't understand how this works here.
actually
Like, do
hurts
the
my
turkey
voice.
thing. And he would always end up having to do it, but it would
Yeah.
always be like, and then, but then eventually, like, he wouldn't do it anymore. And like, he kind of got ostracized. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he kind of like lost the
Ostrich.
respect.
He did an ostrich
He was
impression
an
as well.
ostrich as well. He was kind of ostracized.
Very good, Shane.
Very good, very strong.
Oh,
That's good.
Sorry, did I trample on your thing? I couldn't
No, I
resist.
was kind of done.
Yeah, I mean,
Don't touch my microphone.
sorry.
Wow.
You touch my tra-la-la.
Touch my tra-la-la.
My ding-ding.
Boys, I think what we've learned is that boys are so stupid. Like, it's
Yes.
so, and they shouldn't be boys' schools because they're just going to turn into little freaks. And like, that's ridiculous. I mean, I do like good bit of crack now, I have to say, but that's ridiculous. That he could do a really good turkey impression. Like, and that had currency.
But like we actually got off.
I love
so
it, but I'm
easy.
like, is it okay? Like,
Yeah.
is this really an environment that's going to foster young minds?
I would much rather that than girls' school. Girls' school just looks like pure fucking hell. It looks like so mean.
Yeah, do you know when people say when you pass teenagers, it's so frightening? But actually, teenage girls are much scarier.
Yes.
There's a girl on work experience in my gym, and so they put her in the classes, or whatever, and she was in the Pilates class because I'm working on my, due to my injured back, and she's just scowling away, like, as in, fuck you, fuck the teacher, fuck all of you.
And you want her to think you're cool, right?
But I don't know. I don't have any connection with her at all. She's just we're just doing Pilates. But every time on the beforehand, she's just like, oh, like you can just see her. That's what they're doing. I know that they're doing. Like, I'm afraid, I'm nervous to be here.
Sure.
But the expressions that young women can do is just so much scarier than boys.
If someone's like that, when teenagers are like that, I want to be. Cause I love. I think they're cool and they're feeling so much, and I really identify with them. I think they're the best. And like when a teenager is doing something like that, when they're like, oh. I like would walk up to them and be like, I know, right? What the fuck? They're like, oh, this sucks. I go, yeah, fuck. This is shit, isn't
blows.
it? Like while I'm doing the Pilates, I'm like, yeah, fucking, what are we like, to be honest? Yeah, you're so right. Like, fucking, what are you doing today? Like, just hitting the mall, just giving trash in the mall.
In the Dundrum Mall after this.
Nice. You guys hitting the mall, just like to rock out and break shit? Is that what you do?
You love standing around and shouting. Your generation.
What do you guys listening? Is like J Beebs or what's going on? Like what's going on in the young pop population?
What's happening for Justin Bieber? What's he at now? Is he just finished all
Married,
that?
he's good, isn't he?
Career resurgence, and he's quite good.
He's married and he's a good boy.
Is he finished? Is he just like relaxing now?
I think so. I think he's found God again.
Oh
Okay.
no.
Well, look, it's good for some people.
It's not real though. Poor old Justin. I know, fair play to him. Fair play to him. Fair play
Yeah.
to him. Fair play to him.
I mean, anyone who's had to, like, I guess he's the eternal teenager. So, but anyone's had to be a child star and has been fucking taken advantage of that much, you must feel some sympathy towards him, even though he seems like a little brat. But like,
Everyone loved hating Justin Bieber, but actually Justin Bieber's real talented. I always
He's very
felt
talented.
bad.
that's it. Yeah,
Multi-instrumentalist,
What do
a
you
great
mean?
singer. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I love that song.
I'm like, iconic little lesbian look he came out with at the beginning. I mean, why not?
You know, Usher found him.
It was Usher found him.
Usher found him.
What, at a bush? Where?
On
I thought it
YouTube,
was
I think.
Scooter Braun.
Yeah, but he was a big thing on YouTube.
I know, but that used to be a
I
thing. Being
need you,
like,
boo.
found
No.
by before the
Found
internet.
by millions of people
I
online.
know, but that's the thing,
And then
like,
Usher,
Before the
there was
internet was like so ubiquitous with everything, it was just like discovered online by like Billie Eilish probably would have been whoever their first producer would have been.
What
or
was that?
management would have
Remember,
been.
there was the first person they tried to say was discovered online. She's like signed her contract over a live link over MySpace.
Oh,
Hold on,
wow.
I'll think of it now. Hold on.
God, yeah.
Charlotte Church.
No, it went away again. It was nearly there. It's like
You're having a senior moment.
I am. This
It was
is
on
what
the
like,
computers, I believe.
it was something to do with the
There
internet.
was something to do with the
I
computers.
don't know. Have I to knock off my phone if you want to look up that up? I don't know. And 77, revolution was in the air. I was born to.
Sing the
I
song.
wish I was a punk rocker with flowers
Oh,
in
yeah,
my
yeah.
hair. 77, 69,
Revolution is
in
in
the
the
air. That, whatever
Born
she,
too late.
She's
yeah,
UK. isn't she?
whatever
World
she was,
doesn't care.
whatever she's called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was supposed to be, but it was total, just another manufactured pop. That's
Yeah.
all. Yeah.
It's a shame we're not,
Yeah.
it's good that we're not getting the kind of manufactured pop in the same way, but still I feel like music is not where it used to be. Do you know what I mean?
Music is unbelievable right now. In Ireland. It's insane.
Irish music is incredible.
is incredible.
I mean, that's what I was thinking about pop.
It
I
has
suppose.
never been this good.
No,
It's
no.
incredible. Like the amount of just Irish music I listen to. It's nearly all. That was not like that. For me, 10 years ago, or even fucking.
That's true. I
years
think some
ago.
of the most exciting bands that come out, I'm listening to Irish
You've
first.
got like, Lancome, CMAT, John Francis Finn.
Yeah.
You got all these amazing artists doing so many different things. You got Kojak. It's just like so much
Keen
stuff.
Kavanagh.
Yeah, very
Circa
Vanessa
Richardson.
Francis, Circa Richardson, Morgana.
The Scratch.
Who?
The Scratch.
Oh, the Scratch, fucking Scratch, the Sleaze.
Oh yeah.
But it's like there's so much amazing stuff. It's really great.
There is a great time for that. Yeah.
But yeah, it won't last forever.
Well, I'm worried that comedy's in a boom right now. That people wanting to see. There's a lot of Irish comedians performing.
Why are you worried about that?
I'm worried that it's in a boom and that it'll be in a trough. Like at the moment now, people who are spending so much time on the internet want to go to gigs and want to go to comedy, at the moment. But, just it's not forever. We might want to branch out, get into something else.
Wait, are you guys going to stop listening to the podcast?
Just it might happen. I'm just saying.
Wait, we must be. Let's be realistic.
Are you guys going to stop listening? Because
You're putting them on the spot now, and I think they might say something they don't mean.
We need to be honest about that.
No.
You're listening to this every day, every week for the rest of your lives, right?
And sometimes, the thing is, when you you do this podcast and you're like, you hope so much that people enjoy it, and then I listen to podcasts actually myself in my own personal life.
Oh, do you? Yeah. What are they like?
And I find it's just kind of like usually just men. But anyway, I'm sometimes you're doing the dinner and then you're like, and you go out the back and then you come back in and then you go in the bathroom and I don't hear all the podcast. And that's crying shame, and I can't imagine that's happening in this instance.
What's different for ours is that people hang on to every word.
Every word. I kind of think...
This is a headphones-only podcast.
Yeah, a lot of people will listen to podcasts, do the dinner, listen to podcasts,
and
go on the walk, listen
into
to
the room
podcasts.
And start saying something to them. They pause the podcast because they're like, hang on, sorry, I need to find out what happens to the pill in Killian's butt. What's going to happen? And they pause it and they'll come back to it later.
And I suppose the recommended viewing time when you're watching this on YouTube, I would say be like 8 p.m, kind of like prime time.
Yeah.
I'm assuming like most people do. I wouldn't really watch this in the morning and I wouldn't really be watching it on your phone. When you're at home, you have your dinner, sit down then, glass of wine, watch this, and this is your evening, please. That would be the recommended time.
Yeah.
Yeah, like say when she's putting the kids to bed, you know what I mean?
You
sit down and watch
this
that.
is not a blokey podcast.
You took in.
Is it?
This is a very blokey
You're right,
podcast.
sorry, yeah.
I hear second captain's numbers have fucking plummeted.
Yeah. They're right.
They have an
down
office
there.
down here. Do you know that they have an office? And they have it's like a shop. There's like a window and they're all sitting there doing their talking. No, it's not
a much better podcast. We go over there.
I mean, I actually.
It's not actually a shop. It's a shop unit. But they're sitting there. You walk by and they're like, oh, there's them doing they're chatting about whatever.
Like Ken Early
what have they got to make a little
and
list
Twixes
of?
and stuff out
Does
the
he?
front. Yeah, that's what he does. Yeah.
10 penny jellies.
Yeah,
by 100.
Yeah, Ken Early's out there selling Star Bars, Twixes, 10 penny jellies, spice bags, everything.
I think we should do peep 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 hats. I'd like to see hats that said peep 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 on them. Would you buy
People
one?
have asked for do merch. I'd buy it. I was like, we
Have
haven't
they?
done. Yeah, people said that. Yeah.
Well, I will be bringing out my exclusive deodorant spray.
Foot wash. Fresh foot. Funny foot.
Ever wanted to smell like feet?
Well, that's
When
the
they
thing. You
smell
do
good.
have to diversify your portfolio. There is
do.
the comedy crash is coming. So like Joanne McNally, right? She has all them Vicar Streets and all the rest, and she's in America. But she has her fashion. Excuse me, beg your pardon. She has her fashion line thing now.
Fashion line?
Yeah, anxiously preoccupied by Joanne McNally.
What kind of things do they have?
Like
Blouses and all?
a bag.
Oh, a bag.
A very important feature bag. Anyway, she has stuff like that. But you need to have a collab with the Broga brothers.
Okay,
do.
Broga Brothers, get in touch. Let's make.
You've got to get in touch with them. All those things are over.
No.
Yeah, they are.
You've got to be a
over that.
businessman now.
I
You have to go and
get
say,
in
You have to
touch
treat it
with
like
me.
it's an air fryer and just ask them.
ask for that air fryer. Reach
life
out,
like
carpe
it's an air
diem,
fryer.
grab the air fryer.
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I mean?
I don't need to be coy. I'm no longer being coy. I'm not going to be a middle-aged person.
Good.
I'm not going to be coy. I'm gonna come into this hard and strong.
Not
Sorry, I don't know. Why did I
middle-aged
use that
anymore.
language?
Yeah, why are you always saying everything's hard? Why do you say your dad's so
gonna
hard?
Come into this like the
Come.
pill into my asshole. It's going to be.
That's good. That's strong.
Come in an asshole?
I just need to.
Oh, sorry. He doesn't want to hear that.
I think that's a good note to end this on.
I totally agree. Poop, poop, poop.
It's peep, peep, peep.
Okay, sorry. I've just... Fuck, we need to get on the printers right now. Those hats are
haven't-
fucked.
it's
That's a real. Wait, Tony, you didn't. I thought it had an accent on it. It's umlaut. It's P000 with umlauts on it. Poop, poop, poop.
Poop, poop, poop.
Poop, poop.
Do you know we should do 50 PPP hats? No, 49 PPP hats, and only one says poop, poop, poop. And
You don't know which one you're going to get.
We'll
Look,
get in touch about doing that. That's actually a good idea.
I think we should do that.
But yeah, guys, Jesus Christ, it's a real. I feel like I've been very vulnerable this podcast about me and my body, and I appreciate you guys not telling anyone about this.
Yeah.
So,
and if my parents are still listening, fuck off.
Also, Tony, where are we more vulnerable than this?
we are even more vulnerable on this podcast, on the bonus podcast over on HeadStuff Plus. If you like this, and if you'd like something that feels like, all right, hey, now we're under the duvet, after dark kind of vibes, you know, that's what you'll get over on HeadStuff Plus with the bonus podcast. And it's only the price of a pint a month. And I highly recommend you check that out.
You can pay more if you like those. Well.
You can,
sorry,
totally.
no,
you
the
can
price
definitely
is
do.
10
if you want to buy us each a pint, it'd be well, the pint's going to about $6.50 now, really. So
we also give a lot of advice on that, don't we? Because we always get we get letters and stuff, so we do a good bit of advice.
DMs, letters, emails.
Yeah. We've got a great voice now that we're going to play in the next
It's
one.
kind of a young hot guy indoctrination kind of thing that you pay for, but it's really good.
It's a seminar. It's gonna better you. It's for just the price of a cup of coffee every month. We're going to better you. You're going to bring you along to those steps. You're going to be making money by the third month,
and you'll be
making that money back.
Spartan taint sniffing warrior at the end of it. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Very attractive. Very attractive.
Hot and loud.
And a little bit sad.
He was the best guy around. Oh my, is it hot in here or what?
You're an attractive guy.
It's the fabulous Tony Cantwell.
I'm talking about Shane Daniel Byrne.
Idiots on the